Every great creative work stands on the shoulders of giants. Welcome to RetroInspection, where we examine and find out where the things we love today came from.
I think, the greatest impact that this story had may not have been in literature per se, right? Of course, it did inspire so many works of adaptation and these other pieces that we talked about.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Christmas Carol adaptations. It's ridiculous. It is
And
an extent. I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you. I apologize.
oh, okay.
No, I didn't have anything else to do. I was just commenting that I was looking at it. And
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to give me a number.
Sorry, no, they don't quantify it that time. I mean, just looking at the 1980 to 1989 period, there's got to be there's like 20.
Wow.
Yeah, just in 20.
Wow.
Like every year, somebody's doing a different version of this in some form of
That's amazing.
Stage, right, TV, whatever.
Can you think of any other work that inspires so much adaptation? I can't off the top of my head.
It would have to be some Shakespeare shit.
Right, yeah, I think so.
I mean, how many times have we seen Hamlet? Hamlet seems to be pretty good for being ported into other forms. Yeah.
Well, so I was talking about what I think what this story really did. In its day, there was this kind of pastoral versus urban idea of Christmas. So in its day, it took the idea of Christmas in England that was celebrated in the countryside, and it brought it to the city and allowed people to enjoy Christmas in a new way. Not just aside from being a story about charity and helping your fellow man, it inspired for instance, Christmas caroling, that kind of thing. That became quite popular after this story was published. England at one point, I think, when the Calvinists took power, they deposed the king, Cromwell. Is that right?
Cromwell, yeah.
Christmas was outlawed.
Yeah.
So England had a resurgence of Christmas, and then it kind of fell out of favor, and Dickens really brought it back into the fore. And if you look at America, he did the same for America, where this story was obviously pirated and and cost him a lot of money, but his influence was wide as well over here. In America,
and there were American fantasies. I think Washington Irving,
right,
did a Christmas ghost story, or at least one. Probably some other. He ghost stories in general.
And Nathaniel Hawthorne too, right?
Hawthorne, I think, did a Christmas. I don't know. I think he did at least one Christmas story. I don't know if they were supernatural. I am not widely read in Hawthorne.
Well, in America, the Pilgrims did not celebrate Christmas.
Because they were same Puritans as Cromwell's. So.
Right. So Christmas in America was either not celebrated or celebrated in a very low-key way by the other immigrants that came over. I believe until the 1840s, Christmas wasn't even a national holiday in the United States.
It's possible. I have to check. That sounds about right. I mean, it was like Lincoln institutionalizes Thanksgiving, for
Right. So, the idea of Christmas in the United States was spotty at best, and I think it became much more popular once we had more European colonists, European immigrants come over, not necessarily just from Britain. Right. The Irish, the German, the
later than
what'd
that,
you find?
1870
For Christmas.
Grant made it a federal holiday in 1870.
Wow. So, and I think largely because this story popularized the idea of Christmas, and it gave people who might have otherwise been adverse to it, the puritanical, more Protestant people, it gave them, maybe it answered for them what they thought of as mostly a commercialization of the birth of Christ, but they also probably saw it as a pagan, a Christianized pagan ritual. Maybe that was part of it too.
It is.
Right, Saturnalia, right? But
yep.
What
Like, subscribe, repost, share everywhere. To see what else we're up to, visit xynobooks.com, xenobooks.com.